Welcome back to the channel where we read the books that tech billionaires probably wish we wouldn't. Today, we are ripping the shiny, polished hood off the engine of the 21st century. We are talking about Empire of AI by Karen Howe. Now, if you have been living on planet Earth for the last few years, you have probably used ChatGPT to write an email, plan a vacation, or, let's be honest, write a breakup text because you are emotionally unavailable. We have all been told that this technology is magic. It's a disembodied brain floating in the cloud, dispensing wisdom like a digital oracle of Delphi. But Karen Howe is here to grab us by the shoulders and say, hey, wake up. She is arguably one of the best AI journalists working today, and she spent years following the money, the data, and the people behind OpenAI and Sam Altman. And her thesis is pretty simple. AI isn't magic, it is an industrial supply chain. And like every industrial supply chain in history, from cotton to fast fashion, it runs on extraction. It takes stuff from the poor, moves it to the rich, and leaves a massive mess behind. So why does this matter to you? Because you are the user. You are the product. And frankly, if you don't understand how the sausage is made, you're going to get food poisoning. This book exposes the human cost, the environmental burn, and the absolute circus of corporate drama that gave us the tools we use every day. Before we dive into the juicy details of how Sam Altman turned a nonprofit into the most capitalistic machine in history, do me a massive favor. Smash that like button, leave a comment telling me if you think AI is going to save us or kill us, and subscribe. It tells the algorithm that we are cool, and ironically, that helps me feed the very machine we're about to critique. Circle of life, right? Let's get into it. Lesson 1. The magic is actually just underpaid humans in Kenya. The first core lesson from the book is that artificial intelligence is a lie. It's actually artificial intelligence. The secret ingredient is people, lots of them. Howe spends a huge chunk of the book detailing the data supply chain. You see, for ChatGPT to learn how to speak English and not sound like a 4chan message board, it had to be trained. But raw internet data is garbage. It's full of toxicity, violence, and just weird stuff. If you fed that directly to the AI, the chatbot would be a racist, conspiracy-theorizing nightmare within 5 seconds. So who cleans it up? Not a computer, humans. OpenAI, through middlemen companies, hired thousands of workers in places like Kenya to sift through the absolute worst sludge of the internet, descriptions of violence, hate speech, disturbing imagery, and label it so the AI knows what to avoid. These workers were paid pennies, often less than $2 an hour, to traumatize themselves so you could have a pleasant chat about a gluten-free pancake recipe. Think of it like a 5-star restaurant. You're sitting in the dining room, the tablecloth is white, the waiter is wearing a tuxedo, and the food appears instantly. You think, wow, this place is magical. But if you kicked open the kitchen door, you would see 100 guys sweating in a basement, peeling potatoes with their bare hands for minimum wage, while the head chef screams at them. AI is the restaurant. We're the diners enjoying the magic, and Karen Howe is the health inspector, showing us the rats in the basement. The takeaway here is to stop treating AI like it's some divine alien intelligence. It's a product of human labor. It has biases because humans have biases. It works because exploited workers in the global south made it work. When you use these tools, remember that the cloud is actually just a sweatshop with better branding. Lesson 2. The pivot from save humanity to show me the money. This brings us to the second lesson, which is all about the nonprofit paradox. Howe does a brilliant job tracing the history of OpenAI. Remember, this company started as a nonprofit. The whole pitch was Google and Facebook are too powerful. We're going to build AGI, artificial general intelligence, for the good of all humanity. We won't be greedy. It was like a group of friends starting a commune to grow organic kale and save the world. But then they realized something awkward.
Building a digital god is expensive, like really expensive. You need supercomputers, you need electricity, you need talent. So Sam Altman, the mastermind, pulled off one of the greatest corporate gymnastics moves of all time. He created a capped profit arm. Basically, he said, we're still a nonprofit, but we're going to start a for-profit company underneath it so we can take billions of dollars from Microsoft. It's the corporate equivalent of a spiritual influencer who preaches minimalism and detachment from material goods, but then sells you a $3,000 course on how to manifest a Lamborghini. I'm doing this for the vibration, guys. The money is just energy. Sure it is. How documents the internal culture shift. It went from a quiet research lab to a growth at all costs startup. The safety teams, the people hired to make sure the AI didn't go rogue, were slowly pushed to the sidelines. They became the party poopers. Imagine you're at a frat party and you're the guy saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't set the couch on fire? You're going to get kicked out. And that's exactly what happened to the safety researchers. They were the buzzkills in the way of shipping the product. The takeaway here is incentives drive behavior, always. It doesn't matter what the mission statement says on the website. If the business model requires billions of dollars in investment, the company is going to prioritize profit over safety, profit over ethics, and profit over saving humanity. Do not trust the marketing, follow the money. Lesson 3. The environmental bill is coming due. Now let's talk about resources. This is something nobody likes to talk about because it ruins the clean, futuristic aesthetic of AI. We tend to think of the internet as intangible. It's cyber, it's in the air. How travels to places like Chile to show us the physical reality of the cloud. Data centers, the massive warehouses full of servers that run these AI models, drink water like a marathon runner in the Sahara. They generate immense heat, so they need massive cooling systems. In the book, she describes how tech giants set up these data centers in communities that are already facing droughts. They're literally sucking the water out of the ground to cool the servers so we can generate memes of the Pope in a puffer jacket. It's a resource extraction empire. In the 19th century, empires went to other countries to take gold, sugar, and rubber. Today, the empire of AI goes to other countries to take their data, their cheap labor, and their fresh water. Think of it like those people who mine cryptocurrency in their college dorm room. They're getting free money on their computer, but their roommate is wondering why the electricity bill is $400 and the room is 100 degrees. We're the roommate. The AI companies are mining the coin, and the planet is paying the electric bill. The actionable insight here is for us to be conscious consumers. Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, it could have been a Google search, or generate an image you didn't really need. You're burning energy and water. It's not free. We need to demand green AI and transparency about resource usage, or we're going to compute our way into a climate crisis even faster than we are already driving there. Lesson 4. The Cult of AGI. This is my favorite part of the book. How explores the almost religious belief system inside these companies. They're not just building software, they believe they're building a god. They call it AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, a computer that can do anything a human can do, but better. In the book, the culture inside OpenAI is described as intense, insular, and borderline messianic. They believe that AGI is going to solve climate change, cure cancer, and fix the economy. It's the ultimate solution to everything. Because they believe they're saving the world, they justify everything I just mentioned. Underpaying workers? It's okay, we're building the future. Using up all the water? Small price to pay for salvation. It's the ultimate ends justify the means mentality. It reminds me of those intense CrossFit gyms. You know the ones. Everyone is injured, people are puking in buckets, and they're paying hundreds of dollars a month to do it. If you ask them why, they look at you with crazy eyes and say, "We're forging elite fitness." Meanwhile, they can't lift their arm above their head without wincing. OpenAI is the CrossFit of the tech world. They're breaking things, democracy, copyright law, the environment, because they're obsessed with the gains. Howe's point is that we need to stop buying into the hype. AGI is a marketing term. Right now, we have a very impressive autocomplete. That's it. It predicts the next word. It doesn't know anything. When we buy into the God AI narrative, we give these unelected tech bros way too much power. We let them regulate themselves because we think they're high priests. They're not. They're software developers with a lot of venture capital. Treat them accordingly. Lesson 5. The Colonial Mindset 2.0. The final big lesson connects all the dots. Howe argues that this is AI colonialism. Colonialism was about going to a place, taking its resources, using its people for labor, and sending the profits back to the motherland. That's exactly what's happening here. The motherland is Silicon Valley. The colonies are, well, the rest of the world.
Artists and writers are having their work scraped without consent to train the models. That is resource theft. Workers in the global south are doing the hard labor for pennies. That is labor exploitation. Communities are losing their water. That is environmental extraction. And then the finished product is sold back to those same people at a premium. It is a brilliant, terrifying system. It is like if I came to your house, raided your fridge, used your kitchen to cook a 5-course meal, left a huge mess, and then tried to sell you the dinner for $50. And when you complained, I told you, you should be grateful. I'm revolutionizing the culinary arts. Understanding this power dynamic is crucial. This isn't just about cool tech gadgets. It is about a massive transfer of wealth and power from the many to the few. If you are a creator, a writer, a coder, or just a citizen, you are the raw material in this empire. You need to know that so you can protect your rights, demand regulation, and not get rolled over. Conclusion. So, where does that leave us? Karen Hayo's Empire of AI is a cold bucket of water in the face of the AI hype cycle. It forces us to look at the unglamorous, gritty reality beneath the shiny chatbot interface. We learned that the magic is fueled by underpaid labor in the global south. We learned that the non-profit mission was swallowed whole by the need for massive capital. We learned that the physical cost of AI is drying up communities, and that the ideology driving this train is a borderline cult that thinks it is building a god. Does this mean you should delete ChatGPT and go live in the woods? No. The technology is here, and it is useful, but you should stop looking at it with stars in your eyes. Use the tools, but don't worship the builders. Support legislation that protects data rights. Support fair wages for data laborers. Be skeptical of CEOs who claim they're doing this for humanity while buying their third apocalypse bunker in New Zealand. The empire of AI is being built right now, and empires only care about one thing: expansion. It is up to us, the citizens, to draw the borders and say this far and no further. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to avoid being just another brick in the wall of the AI empire, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you actually know what is going on. I'll see you in the next video, assuming the algorithm allows it. Peace.